Thank you, Chair, and thank you so much, Commissioner, for all the work you do and for your service. One of the first things I wanted to ask about and bring to your attention is the comptroller recently laid out a report of the personal income tax checkoffs. There is close to there's a little over $3.4 million of that money that has not been dispersed yet in the last 6 years. So it goes for Veterans Remembrance and Cemetery Maintenance and Operation, Homeless Veterans Assistance, Veterans Home Assistance Fund, and Military Family Relief. Specifically for the cemetery maintenance, they actually saw the biggest increase of any tax checkoffs of over $950,000. And with interest, it has $1.5 million sitting, waiting to be dispersed. So my question would be is why hasn't this money gotten out yet, and what can we do to help you get it out the door to the groups who need it?
Thank you for your question, Senator. Thank you for all the work that you do as well. As you know, we recently took over the cemetery, and we're still in the writing phase and still dotting all the I's and crossing all the T's to ensure those things as well. Right now, we wanted to ensure that it continued to run at the same high quality level that it was serving, and to ensure that they had all the staffing and the needs to be able to maintain it at that high standard. But these are things that we are working on diligently, and we've been checking them off one by one.
Okay, and so what will the mechanism be for, let's say, for homeless veterans assistance? That has close to $1.4 million sitting, waiting to be drawn down.
Mm-hmm.
Will you create something for organizations to request that funding? How will you get that funding?
We can get back to you on that so that we can have a solid answer for you.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you so much.
That brings me to my next question. We had, the budget has 1.1 million for homeless veterans housing program. And this year we have, the governor's recommending 600,000 in funding for this program. Can you provide more of the details on this funding?
Again, we're going to be getting this out within the coming weeks, but just to let you know, again, it will be for our veterans who have emergency needs, those who may have be behind in their rent, in their mortgage. We're even getting phone calls, and again, we want to ensure that the needs of all our veterans are met. Things like emergency refrigeration, and things of that nature that we're looking to put in there. Again, just dotting the last I's and crossing the last T's. So when I say the coming weeks, you're going to hear this announcement. The coming weeks, you'll hear this announcement and all of the criteria for our veterans to be able to utilize this.
Perfect, and I think it'll be a great addition if we're able to figure out in the next couple of weeks how to draw down those additional funds that have been sitting. I think that'll go a really long way.
Absolutely.
And do you know how many veterans receive homes through the use of last year's funds, and how many homes would be provided in this year's funds with that $600,000 allocation? Or is it not just for homes, it's for homeless veterans, so it's different service, it's like the bridge? Okay.
That's correct.
Okay. How many veterans does New York State Division of Veterans Services serve annually? And essentially, how many veterans reach out to the office monthly? Are you keeping track of that number?
As you know, we serve over 688,000 veterans. Let me say this, because this is something that I want us to have a clear understanding of. When we say veteran, and now that I am going across this entire state, that is not a good representation of those who've served. And, you know, Senator Ashby, you know, thank you for your service. We are now utilizing the term on our flyers and advertisements, and working with even our county veteran officers who know all of the veterans within their town. Now, when we sit and we say for those who've served, and we're setting up a table, a totally different population is coming forth to say, I served, I was in the Army for 4 years, but I was just a photographer. I did this or that. That number is not a good representation. But because we're doing the find and serve, and we're approaching this for those who have served in the smallest of towns where they're saying there's maybe 1 or 2 women veterans, 50 plus came out in a small town. So, we say 688,000. We know that there's much more, many more that we have served. 24% being served in the national average, because 17% are for those with the disabilities. What we're seeing now, and again, we're not waiting for anyone to come inside the building. People may not know that you exist. We want them in front of us. The difference of having them in front of us, and I can testify as a veteran who's done this, and gone on a website to get a resource. I have my VA health card for years, but did not know of any other resources. Now we have the testaments and the letters of people that are sitting in front of our veteran benefit advisors, not in the office, but when we're at the supermarket, when we're in the laundromat, when we're now involved in the houses of worship and their health and wellness days, to be able to let them know, to do a benefits check for those who've served. The numbers have quadrupled. And again, we are now bringing in over $800 million in the past year. That's data, and that's a quantitative number that we can say doing the qualitative work, the phenomenological of allowing the veteran their voice to tell us what it is that they need and to meet those service needs. And this has been with your help as well in the past year that has made the difference, to ask the veteran not just about their claim, but everything that's going on in their life, in their home, has made the difference. We just did a Fabulous Friday where we highlighted one of our veteran benefits advisor, because the gentleman wrote a letter and said that if he did not sit with her and if she did not ask him about the ideation of suicide and do the Columbia Protocol, then that would have been his last day. So he wrote a letter because she asked him those questions and traded off to our partners, and he was able to get the services that he's still here. The other letters talk about going in to find one resource and leaving with five more. And to let you know, our partners across the state, we no longer have to send them across the water or across the road to get these resources. Now they can go home and furniture is being delivered. Yep. Baby items through Operation Baby is there. Diapers, the diaper program that we're getting ready to roll out. A baby crib, book bags for their children. This has all been because of your assistance across this state, and we see the difference.
Yeah, and being mindful of time. No, thank you. I really appreciate the great work you guys are doing, and I think those mobile service vans have gone a long way. How many mobile service vans were you able to obtain last year with the $300,000 allocation?
We're getting ready to roll out 3. We actually put the bid through twice. We didn't get any takers. This time we put the bid through again, and we were specific with letting them know the accessibility and the technological services that we want on them. We're looking forward to having them out. When they roll out now, we can literally do the soccer to me across the state with the socks on there. Hopefully the diapers will be on there. But also just to let you know, VBA reps are there also. They can get the Fresh Connect tickets and services for food. They can also be told about the legal services, free legal services through our partners like the New York State Bar Association, that's now helping our veterans with everything from their life, from adoption, which we're helping a couple right now, to divorce, all the way down to wills.
That's great. One of the things we've discussed in detail, and I really thank you for your partnership. We always try to make sure we bounce ideas, and you've been fantastic with that. I think it's really difficult for veterans returning home to figure out what services they are qualified for. What do you do to encourage veterans, or those who served, I will change my language too, to get enrolled with the VA, or let them know what New York State offers? And we've spoken about a lot of ideas, but I would love to say that, and being mindful of time. Go ahead.
Thank you, Senator. As you know, again, Executive Deputy Commissioner Joe Evans and myself have now signed, I think, 10,000 plus welcome home letters that have gone out. We've been able to do this with the Department of Defense and working now with so many of our military installations to be able to capture those folk when they're getting home. The difference is now, it doesn't say call an 888 number. It now has the name of one of our veteran benefits advisors on there. They can now call call Susie and Donna, and we're doing the handhold with them of all of their benefits. Again, we're no longer just claims. We're expanded beyond that. You can get your claims. Do you have a family? Does your spouse need employment? Everything from A to Z, and that's because of your help. So thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Commissioner.
you.